What's going on? And welcome back to the show that has no name yet. Oh yeah, thank you. My name is Tim, and this is a new show that I'm going to try out on my YouTube channel. I'm just going to put it up there for now. I'm going to put the audio on the podcast places where you put podcast, Apple, Spotify, all that fun stuff, probably on Anchor, just to make it easier and automate this process a little bit. Anyway, my name is Tim Morrisette. I have indigestion. Thanks. At the moment, and it is 3:45 in the morning. I'll probably try to relate this podcast title to a night something, like a night show of some kind, can't do the night shift, I was thinking the night crew, maybe, in case I ever have guests on here, so it would make more sense. I don't have any plan for this. I probably should, but that's not the way I work. So I kind of go into things with zero plan. I don't make any sense. First of all, let me explain myself and why this looks so good and sounds so good, though I don't have a podcast. I invest very heavily on the front end, right? Which everybody, including myself, will tell you not to do that. I put about, just to be totally transparent, put about $5,000-ish into everything that I am using right now, minus the camera that I already had. I have lighting, I have microphones, multiple microphones for another podcast that I'm going to do. I have a mixer back here. I have whole desk, 2 chairs, all this foam stuff on the walls, lighting, I think I already said that, a recorder, so a monitor, so I can, because I learned that shit the hard way. Basically, my camera doesn't record more than 30-minute segments. Didn't know that. I thought the Fuji X-T3 did, but it doesn't. So, learned that the hard way, and quickest solution was to buy a brand new monitor. So I just kind of balled out and got the Ninja, what's it called, the Inferno 7-inch. I was going to get the 5-inch one, but I was like, you know what, it's like $100 more for the 7. When in Rome. You know, I'm already spending money. I'm already dropping bags on all this shit. Where this all came from is my office used to be upstairs at my house. This is my new office. And I paid somebody to close in my garage. So basically this wall right here behind me used to be a garage door. Now it is a normal ass wall. So I paid somebody to do that and closed it all in, turned it into a normal room, put up foam everywhere, put up shelves, bought a new desk. That was one of the other expenses I forgot about. I have a standing desk now, which is a lifesaver, by the way. Over here on this side, I have a whole music studio, which I ideally will make a video about on this channel in the future. For audio listeners, that's on my YouTube channel, Tim Morrisette. Go look it up. And so yeah, and then I have a vocal booth right here to my left. So I have, what I was trying to do with this space was remove all barriers from the creative process. So when my office was upstairs, I had a lot less room and I couldn't leave my stuff out. So in order for me to make a YouTube video, make anything, there's a bunch of shit that I had to set up. And I know that's like the worst excuse ever. And you're probably just like, oh my God, like you're not dedicated at all. You don't even care. Stop bitching, stop complaining, just set up your stuff if you're really passionate about it, whatever. Not the way that I work. I'm also highly lazy, so I'm like the hardest working lazy person probably. So if I have the means to invest to make things easier for myself, to make things for other people, then that is what I'm going to do. Ladybug. Ew, dude. Is there a ladybug just flying through the middle of my fucking podcast, bro? That was a weird. I don't even know if like the camera caught that, but smack that bitch out the air, boy. Oh, I see it. It's on the floor. Whatever. Not a problem. Ladybugs are good. Don't kill ladybugs. Anyway, that made me lose my whole train of thought. Was not expecting that one. So yeah, like I said, if I can invest heavily in the front end, get everything exactly how I want it, so that there's no excuse for me. So the reason is twofold. There's no excuse for me to not create something, and there's no excuse. And no excuse and shit. What is the other reason? No excuse. All right, whatever. Come back to that. But that is why I did what I did. So now I'm in my new office. What's wild about it is literally the minute my office is done, I get all my shit moved in, computers, everything. Get everything set up how I want it. Jobs just start fucking coming in, boy. Weddings, random clients reach out to me being like, hey, can you shoot my daughter's wedding? Okay. Music videos, just anything and everything just starts coming in. And I don't know what to attribute that to. I don't know if that's just the universe blessing me for kind of taking the leap and putting a bunch of money into this space. So now at the end of the year, I should be able to pay off this space with only the money that I've made directly from building this space. So say all that to say, if you have an idea and you want to go for it, put money into it, but get things that will make your life easier and make client work easier and just the whole nine. Don't be afraid to jump a little bit. I work full time for a company, a great company, but I work full time for them, not Pepsi. I just happen to have this on. And so for the last few years, I've just been kind of using that to fund what I wanted to do. This is the first year that I've taken more of a leap into kind of the unknown territory of just putting money into it. I mean, I have like my business license. I have everything set up properly through my business, but I don't do enough work to have like predictable cash flow. So I kind of took a risk, opened up a couple business credit cards, which is not the way you should do business financing, by the way, but it's the quickest way. And I'm also highly impatient. Terrible person to work with. Not really. I'm also very awesome to work with because like I'm very unselfish and make sure you have everything you need. But just the way that I think, it doesn't make any sense. So maybe this is like a therapy podcast. Maybe this is like me talking about just shit that goes on in my head. I don't know. I don't know what this is going to be. But anyway, I forgot the train of thought that I was on. So this ideally will be a once a week show so that I can keep content on my channel. My channel's in a weird place. I don't know what to post consistently on there. I would like to do financial content maybe. That's what I've kind of been thinking about. That's what I put in my last video, financial content. I was just talking about like what the future of the channel was. Financial content, I don't know how much y'all know about YouTube, but financial content pays just dumb money. So I'm really thinking about that because I know a lot about that. It makes sense to me. I'm 20. How old am I? 25. In my second house. So yeah, I know enough about that. To where I could potentially benefit somebody else, which is really all I'm trying to do here. I'm not trying to. It would be sick to be like a full-time YouTuber, but it's not really what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make my business sustainable and grow. One day the YouTube bubble is going to burst. It has to. There's hundreds of hours of content being uploaded every minute to YouTube. So it has to burst at some point. However, while it's still a thing, I'm going to contribute because I just want to help people. Oh, you're such a humanitarian. Well, I try. So anyway, let's see, we talked about my business, talked about me a little bit. I have 2 kids. I have one on the way. So was that 3? I have, let's talk about the YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel, for context, used to be a vlog channel. So back in 2016, back in 2016, I had a job that I hated at that time, and I would stay up every night. I mean, every freaking night until 6, 7 o'clock, or no, probably 5 in the morning, because I had to be at work at 7. I lived 45 minutes from work, and that's really. I was watching a lot of. What was I watching? I was watching a lot of vloggers. So Roman Atwoods, Casey Neistat, all the big vlogging names on YouTube. So I was watching them, and I just decided that I wanted a piece of that action. Yep, me, little old me, had no following anywhere. We didn't even have like an Instagram account at that time. I think I had like a personal one, but nobody followed me. But I just decided like, this is it. I'm going to be a YouTuber now, me and everybody else in the world that were thinking about that. So what did I do? I bought this was back before I invested heavily on the front end of things. I was trying to like slow start. So I bought a GoPro, but it wasn't a real GoPro. It was a Xiaomi Yi 4K action camera. Right? Yeah. And what I did, we had a Disney trip coming up with the family. I filmed. Was that the first video? No, the first video I was using a Samsung NX300, little mirrorless cheap camera that we bought for our honeymoon. And so I used that for one video. Could not get over how weird it was carrying that thing around. I took it to like the mall for like a fucking petting zoo or some shit. So put a little bit of money in, bought a $100 Xiaomi Yi action camera. Took that thing to Florida, so we're in Virginia. Florida is about 14 hours away, and vlogged the whole trip, which was not good because I had no idea what I was doing. I was learning editing. I was learning filming. I was learning everything. I had never picked up any of that stuff before. But anyway, back to my job. So I was in my job that I hated. I stayed up all day, every day, learning how to edit, figuring out stuff that I wanted to do. Didn't know which editing program to use. I used a free one, had the watermarks on it, had all that shit. And, just the typical YouTube bootstrap struggle, just starting off fresh, getting everything set up. And then after Florida trip, what did I do? I think I came home, I edited all those videos, threw them up, hated every minute of those videos because, well, at the time I didn't, but looking back on it, they were so bad. Not good quality on that camera, not good anything. So then your boy put his money where his mouth was, you know what I mean? So I bought a Canon T5i. Yes, T5i. 6 had just come out. 5 was on sale. Bought a Canon T5i. Shot 1080p. Did not shoot 120 anything. Only 60. 60 was only on 720p. So we're talking a very budget camera. Started making YouTube videos more regularly about anything and everything that I could. What they don't tell you is that nobody gives a shit about you or your life unless you're famous already. So I made probably like 40 to 50 videos. Just about random shit, man. Just about the kids or about the dogs or about stuff that people just don't care about unless they know you already. I had like family watching. I would have like, I would be showing people at work. I'd be like, yeah, look what I did. Look what I did. Look at this video. And like nobody knew how to do video at that time that was in my circle. So everybody was just like, oh, that's cool, man. Like, are you getting paid? And I was like, no, because I'm have like 30 views on each one. And that was a good day. Like if I put something up and it got 7 views in a day, I was just like, oh, damn, boy. Like I'm getting up there. And yeah, I mean, honestly, it's still kind of like that because I don't post anymore. But it's all changing. 2020. So let's see, YouTube journey. So I got through about 50 videos. I realized that wasn't gonna do it. I started an Instagram account. I was posting heavily on Instagram. All the thumbnails to the videos, all the everything. Trying to like build this community. I did all the bullshit. I would follow channels so that they would follow me or subscribe to channels so they would subscribe to me back. I did all the shit. Finally got to like 100 subscribers. I don't know how many videos in. And that was it. I was like, oh, I'm at 100 subscribers, boy. Like this is about to go. The first 100 are the hardest, and that's very true. Now I have 2,593. So still not a lot. If we're thinking about like the grand scope of YouTube as a whole, not a lot of subscribers, but that's all hopefully going to change this year. Subscribers I don't really care about. It's the views that make more business sense. Impressions. I mean, subscribers are nice. Please subscribe if you're not. And you for some reason are watching this and care about the journey and care about whatever. So anyway, posted about 50, 60 videos, got really, really heavily invested into that. Like, so back to work, stories all over the place. This is the worst podcast that's ever been made. Hated my job, would stay up every night, would go into work and just be fucking tired as hell. And I would I would get maybe an hour of sleep. I'd wake up at 5, get ready, maybe like 5:30, get ready, leave my house by like 6 in the morning. At that time, I was working like super early days. Get there by 7. And then when I get there at 7, I would just go inside and like, it's not my finest moment, but like I would just go to the bathroom and like nobody was there yet because the rest of the people didn't come in till 8, but they let me work at 7. So from 7 to 8, I would sleep in the bathroom. Just think about that. So I'm in there. I go into a stall, shut the door. Stalls there were very nice, very private. Go in there, shut the door, put some headphones in, turn a YouTube video on, and I used to sleep just like this, just fully folded like a lawn chair with my face in my junk. I mean, just fully in my crotch. Looked like I was trying to S my own D. You know what I mean? I don't know how dirty I'm going to make this show. Should probably have thought about that. But yeah, it looked gross and it was ridiculous. It was definitely one of the lowest times in my life, probably. I truly had a disdain, a hatred for that job. I abhorred. Is that the word? I abhorred going there. It was just horrible, man. But I found joy in those hours, in that 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. just learning. I'd sit there. I would watch tutorials about Premiere Pro. I would watch tutorials about Photoshop because I had to make thumbnails. I didn't know anything. I was starting at total zero. And I credit everything that I know how to do now to that time in my life, because like that is what made me fall in love with video and photography and everything, like anything creative, web design. I mean, I was trying to make businesses, and we'll get to that maybe in the next episode. But just that grind, that like, I'm gonna do this, And nobody can tell me that I can't. I was like, what? I guess I'm 25 now. This was 2016. It was like 21, 22. Yeah. So late 2015. No, it was 2016. It was like May 2016 that I really like started everything. So I, let's see, from there, I really started posting. I started getting views on some videos. I had a couple that hit. I made this one ridiculous video. I was using Snapchat filters, and I did like Drake. Oh, carpool karaoke with Drake and Rihanna. I don't think I have the picture, but if I do, I'll put it up for the video watchers. So that thing got. It was at that time that like James Corden was coming out with all the carpool karaoke's. So I was like, yeah, this is my shot. Because I was learning Photoshop. I was getting kind of good at it, learning about layers and shit. And I put together this composite image. So I took a picture of me in the car. I went out at like 11 o'clock at night, took my flash with me. And I just sat in my front seat and I was like, and then I just snapped that picture and took that back inside. I had like a super wide on. Took that back inside. Found a picture of Drake sitting down at a basketball game. Found a picture of Rihanna sitting down at a basketball game. Photoshopped them bitches in, boy. Put one in my back seat. Put Drake in my back seat. Put Rihanna in my front seat. It was perfect. I had like the fucking armrest down in front of her, and she's like sitting up in the chair, and she has like her leg up like this. Like it looks so legit. For that time. Like if I did it again now, it would probably look a lot better. But for a YouTube thumbnail, I mean, you're talking a tiny little picture, so it didn't really matter too much. But people started clicking, boy. They got like a couple thousand views in like the first probably week. And I was so fucking hyped, bro. I was like, yeah, this is it. This is my big break. Like this is my first viral video. I was just so naive to like the whole process and how it worked. But so yeah, like that was like my first taste, like my first just of YouTube like success, and that just like kicked it into overdrive, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this daily. So I started trying to make, and don't ever do this. I started trying to make daily vlogs, which I don't know if you've ever tried to do that, but it's the worst thing that's ever been an idea. Now, if I didn't work, people say it gets in your head and it messes with you, and I can see that because you have this like pressure on you to continuously make stuff every single day. It has to be a different story. You have to one up the one you did yesterday. But when you do work full time, there's just no good way to do it. It's the worst ever, but I was trying to be ambitious and try to do that. I was like, I want a master fucking video editor now, and I'm so good at everything and thumbnails and titles, and I got this one that has like 10,000 views on it. I'm viral, boy. And started making more daily videos about like giving the dog a bath and like my firstborn walking and like, again, stuff people don't care about because it didn't provide any value to anybody. Like they're fun to look back at now and just be like, first of all, what the hell was I doing with my hair? You'd probably say the same thing now. But I had like just the goatee. Remember that look? It looked like a youth pastor. But yeah, like I was just making valueless content for an audience that wasn't there. It's not going to rank well in the search. If you title your video, if you don't have 100,000 subscribers and you title your video, he got lost. No one's looking for that. No one's looking for your video. No one's looking for you. Like, that's not a searchable video. You aren't going to do well with that unless you have a rabid, is that the word? Rabid, I don't know, fan base that is waiting for that next video to drop. That's the only time it's going to do well off the jump. Like, you can't just title your videos stuff like that. In the early stages of YouTube, if you learn anything from this, if you're still with me at 24 minutes, if you learn and take away anything, you have to provide value. Like you can't, if you are a nobody, you have to prove to the world why you are a somebody. That makes sense? So, whatever. So anyway, I had that one video that slaps. I try to start baiting other celebrities' names and pictures into my titles. That doesn't work because, again, nobody's looking for me. So, from there, I had this one video. Let's see, this is probably around video like 100. No, it's not that far up. But anyway, I seen this video on YouTube. It was how to record, or how to record like audio in your room, or how to make like a audio studio in your room for like really cheap. So I don't know if you've ever noticed, but a lot of the best videos get remade, and people copy, maybe not intentionally, but people redo that idea and try to do it better on YouTube because it works. And people then watch your video, and the original video that you watch that you're trying to remake doesn't get any more views, and yours starts getting views. So you can just totally like hijack a whole concept. So I seen this video. It was a DIY recording booth. So I did it also, and I did it my way. Put that on YouTube. Didn't do much. I think maybe did like a couple thousand views in the first few weeks, maybe. So I was pretty hype about it. That was like my next biggest one. And just kind of kept it moving. I didn't really focus on that one. Started making more videos that nobody cared about. Now that video provided value. So views started coming in. People started watching it. About a year... No, not a year. Probably like 3 months later. So I made that, I think, in November. I'd have to double check the dates. So yeah, it was about three months. It was March at that point. I did a few thousand. And like I was making like a little bit of money here and there, because this was back before you had to have 400 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers to get paid. You just had to have 100 subscribers to get a custom URL. You had to have, I'm pretty sure that was it. And in order to be monetized, you just had to have a phone number attached, had to be verified or whatever. Not like blue check verified, but just a verified Google account. So anyway, that time came, and then like summer hit, had a few more thousand views on it, maybe like 50, 60. I don't know. It was the best video it still is the best video that I have up there. And then I left one building that I used to work in, went to a different job, and I went back to the job that I started in like 8 years ago, because I just had to get out of there. So I just took like a demotion or whatever. Came back, started doing my thing back there. Was loving life. Everything was great. And that video just started slapping. Slap at the best. Slap at the best. You know what I mean? Views just left, right, whatever. So I started making money. Started making money at this time. So I had the bright idea to find a studio space. I don't know what this cut's going to look like, because my son just came in here, and I don't know how much of that I'm going to include, but he just like came in here and scared the shit out of me. Oh, God, it was terrifying. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. And he's sitting here just awake watching friggin' YouTube because he took like a late nap or whatever. So anyway, the YouTube video blew up. I was getting got to like 100,000 views. Life was great. I started making more vlogs that nobody cared about. And then I started like moving up the ranks at work. So I became a supervisor. We had another kid. That was pretty much that whole story. And then, I don't know, work just started taking off. God, I could talk forever about this. If I stop getting interrupted, I could finish the story. anyway, this went off into a weird YouTube tangent. Where I meant for this to go was how I kind of got into where I'm at now with my business. So my YouTube channel, like I said, I credit everything that I know how to do today because of my YouTube channel. My business, what happened there is I made a business from, man, I lost like my whole, this sucks, man. This is the worst podcast ever. I made a business selling computers like late 2016 called Demolition Customs, because I got into building computers because I needed a computer to edit my videos on. My little cousin helped me build my first one. I saw how easy it was, so I started my own business for building computers, like custom, like gaming PCs. Started doing that, and crazy. Like I opened up a Shopify account, never had done anything like that. Got an LLC, did all this crazy shit. Sold a computer in like my first month or my first like 3 weeks of being open. Was just wild. Had no idea what I was doing. No idea about like costs, profits, any of that stuff. Literally just made it happen. Like in like a weekend. It was like an idea that I had with a friend at work. I did everything. I did all the branding for it. I did the website. I did everything. So, foreshadowing. Retail sucks. Retail, anything sucks. It's a pain in the ass. I got a couple of big chargebacks. That was a whole ordeal. But then what I realized was the branding side of it is what I really liked. The logo making, the graphic design, the product shots, the photography around it, everything. So what I did then was started a DBA, or doing business as name, called Open Box Branding. It was a dumb name. It was kind of like a thinking outside the box was the shtick there. So anyway, so that was all under the same LLC. Then I started doing then what I'm kind of also trying to do now. But what happened was I got good with my camera. I started taking more pictures. I started, making more videos, doing stuff like that. I bought a drone, put a drone clip on Facebook. One of my friends on Facebook was like, "Oh, you shoot video? Can you shoot my wedding?" And I was just like, "Sure, never done it, but I'd be happy to." So I charged like $500 because I'd never done it before. Went out, shot her wedding. Actually turned out really good because of all the cinematography stuff that I learned from doing YouTube for, at this point, a year. Right? Yeah, this was like spring of the following year. So I took everything that I had learned from watching YouTube videos, from making YouTube videos, understanding cameras, made my first wedding video. So now I'm getting paid to use this camera. Pretty wild. Also, at this time, YouTube, that video is popping off, had 100, 200, 300,000 views. I thought I was the shit. So now I'm getting paid to make videos for weddings, getting paid from YouTube. Everything's going great. From there, I kind of used that momentum. I made the wedding video, got my $500 or whatever I charged. I then started marketing that I did wedding videos. So this is where that like fake it till you make it comes in, but it's not really faking it because it took like a year to get to that point where I made my first one for any amount of money. People started paying me to shoot their weddings, like pictures. More videos came. It was crazy because like I truly, a year prior to that, didn't have any idea what the hell I was doing. And you can go back in my YouTube videos and see for yourself if you want. So, say all that to say, and I guess now, all leading up to where we're at now, I've been promoted more and more times at work. I have more responsibilities there, so I don't have time to sit there and to sit here and create more content to put on YouTube. However, now with the new baby coming, I've moved into my garage. I have a better space. I have a better setup I have less barriers, which is kind of the whole point of this, to sit down and make, less barriers, not including when my son comes in here at 4:00 in the morning and interrupts what I'm doing. However, now there are less barriers, and I can just come in, I can sit down, I can shoot a video, and it looks good. I have appropriate lighting, I have good quality camera, have everything I need, good quality audio, to make the things that I want to make for you. One being the show, two being whatever it is that I end up making for the YouTube channel. And then I also have a dope space that I can rent out to other people, maybe trying to make podcasts, maybe trying to make YouTube videos. I can offer those services out of my own home while also marketing my business to shoot more weddings, to shoot with clients, like business clients, to make websites, to do all of those things that I want to do. So I've really positioned myself in a good way this year. I'm really using this left hand a lot. I've really positioned myself in a good way this year to hopefully get ahead a little bit and start making some real flipping moves on my business. So ideally, what I want this to end up being, I would love to be making videos like twice a week for y'all that provide value, because that's what I learned from my journey through YouTube is the video that provides value is the one that wins all the time. So if you can't provide value, you're not going to win. This video is certainly, maybe providing value. Maybe you're picking up what I'm putting down. You're into what I'm saying. I hope so. I'm just kind of sitting down, doing this thing, just kind of making a video, making a first of hopefully many weekly podcasts of me just kind of hanging out, talking with y'all about my journey and about things that I've learned, so that you can learn from that. I think if you take anything away from this video today, put in the work. And this is going to sound cliche as shit because everybody says this, but it's true. It's cliche for a reason. Put in the work, work tirelessly to get to what it is that you want to do. Go away, cat. Don't give up, even if you're sitting there making nothing for 8 months on YouTube. I think it took me actually a full year to get my first YouTube paycheck of $100. Since then, it's been many, because that video continues to blow up. People still are subscribing from that one video, the DIY recording studio. I think it has like 700,000 views on it right now, which isn't, again, much in the grand scope of YouTube. But, hopefully with time, some other videos will hit that do provide value, and, people will start subscribing more. I'll start getting more views. I can actually make this a real business, or a real thing within my business. But yeah, just don't give up when things are dumb. If it's something that you really enjoy doing and you really find a passion for it, the money will come. I learned that from Roman Atwood back in the day when I was watching his vlogs, and I still do. I love Roman Atwood. But yeah, when I started watching his vlogs, that was his like big message, was just like, what does he say? He says, I didn't think this, everybody told me like you can't make a living making videos on the internet, and but it was just something that he loved to do, and that eventually ended up paying him more than he ever could have made by not doing that, by doing what traditional school says you have to do, or parents say you have to do. He just did what he loved to do, and the world listened, and ultimately made him the success story that he is today. So that's what I'm trying to do. All in all, I'm trying to do what I enjoy doing, which is creating things, making things for people out there, trying to help people do better, live better, and ultimately do what they want to do. I think I covered everything. I'm probably not even going to watch this back, TBH, because it's long as fuck. But yeah, let me know what you think about like the setup. I know my desk is cluttered as hell right now. Might do this somewhere else in the future. I don't really know. I could actually do it right there on my other desk. I have 3 desks in here. Well, this is a table. The other 2 are desks. Yeah, let me know whatever feedback you have. I know this episode is all over the place. What happens is I end up talking. I need to keep like a whiteboard with like topics, like a outline of how this conversation should go. Say conversation as if there's like a second person here, but there's not. So it might just be me rambling a lot. You know, I'm going to try to keep it as entertaining as possible, but I want to just get like my story of how I ended up right here, right now, into a video, because I think it'll be good to look back one day and look at it. I think it'll be good to, for new maybe business owners looking for something like this to kind of hear about somebody else's business journey, maybe. I don't know. And I got to get better at this podcast thing, because I'm really trying to take this thing to the next level. I'm trying to actually do podcasts. I've never done one. So this is my first attempt at doing a properly produced podcast with video. I've never even done just an audio one. So I'm just starting off strong, hopefully. Yeah, let me know how it sounds. Let me know how it looks. Let me know what your thought of the content was. Do I need to plan this shit out a little bit more? Probably. I think that's probably going to be like the main feedback I get. Do I need to... I think everything looks good. I don't think you can really complain about the quality of the video. Trying to think what else there is to call out. I think that's it. I need a name. So if you do see this prior to me having a name, I'm liking Night Crew. Night Crew is kind of illustrious. Is that the word? I don't even know if that is a word. Night Crew sounds cool. And then it also opens it up to additional guests if that happens. Yeah, I don't know if this is a business podcast. I wouldn't call it a comedy podcast if I'm by myself. It's more of just like a thought-provoking, like open-minded conversation between it's more of like a fucking vlog than anything, to be honest. But I'm just gonna keep doing it, maybe like once a week, and just gonna see where it goes. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's weird to like have personality when it's just like me. I don't have anybody to like bounce shit off of, and I don't know. So I'm gonna shut up now. So let me know what you think in the comments. Talk to me. I would love to hear your thoughts and hear your feelings and your concerns. So please do share if you listen to this whole thing. If you listen on audio only, then please rate this 5 stars, whatever the hell it's called. I don't know what it's called yet. I've said that 100 times, but go ahead and subscribe on the podcast, on the audio version. Subscribe on YouTube. If you want to see more of this content, I would love to get that tangible feedback from you. So, again, thank you so much for coming to what I'm gonna for now call the Night Crew, and thank you. If you enjoyed it, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.